Hey, it's Ansley, and as you might know, we've picked up some Raicillas lately, and this is the latest one to come in. Raicilla is mezcal, but they can't call it mezcal because the Mexican government passed a law that says you can only call it mezcal if it comes from Oaxaca and about 6 states surrounding Oaxaca, like Puebla and Michoacan. And Raicilla is probably the oldest mezcal. It's what they call mezcal in Jalisco state, which is where Guadalajara is, and it's where Puerto Vallarta is. And it's probably the oldest mezcal made because the indigenous people learned it from the Philippines. The Spanish had a trade going across between the Philippines and the west coast of Mexico, and the big port at the time was Puerto Vallarta, so that's where it came in. And so this is, the Mexicans, all these crazy ideas that these guys were making the stuff before the Spanish got there. I haven't, you in funny ways, when you're looking for something, you tend to find it. But my notion is that they learned this stuff from the Filipinos. Some distiller came over from the Philippines and showed them how to do it. There's a guy who ran around Mexico in the 1930s looking for signs of old things, and he found these stone in the ground, these carved out fire pits in solid rock, right, that they used for roasting. But go way back. Anyway, enough of that. And so Raicilla is made like the mezcal it's most of it is double distilled. There's some people making single distilled Raicilla, but it's mostly double distilled. And the really basic stills have a wooden top, which is kind of an interesting thing. If you go on the website and look up Raicilla, and there's a thing there that says Ansley talking about Raicilla, you'll see a whole bunch of photographs of me going with Esteban Garibi and visiting a guy who does very basic distillation. And if you're using a wooden still, you get very different flavors. You get this kind of softness and moistness that comes from being inside wood when it's condensing. And there's some very beautiful ones made. But these are made on regular pot stills, right? Copper pot stills. And here's the Raicilla de Llano. Llano is the word for, a plain, a plateau, open ground, open fields, and it's the area around Jalisco. So when it says de Llano, it comes from flat fields, like the way tequila does. And this is made from agave angustifolia. And angustifolia is the same, that's the scientific name of the cultivated distilled agave in Oaxaca. That's angustifolia. But these don't taste anything. I've got another angustifolia here from the coast. They don't taste anything like the Oaxacan versions. And, the locals have different names for them. But this is in some kind of funny way higher up in your nose, a little more body. There's a sort of like this citric sourness to it that I like, just a hint of it, the way you get. It's got a beautiful nose. It's very cleanly made. It's interesting. It tastes like what it smells like. That doesn't often happen. You smell something and then you're surprised when you put it in your mouth by something that's in there. But this is a very sort of like down in your mouth, tongue tasting, rich, fairly concentrated, fairly focused, and a very nice sort of citric finish. What do we sell this for? What do we sell this for? $75. So, and these come in very small batches, and they're made in very hands-on ways. So that's Balam, Raicilla de Llano.